Hello,
Hello.
Vladislav, my
That's me.
Kundalini yoga teacher. I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
A lot of questions. Yeah, where to start?
Okay, start from something.
So, how you got into Kundalini?
To Kundalini, it was a while ago, I guess like 13, 14 years ago. I used to live in London at the time, and it was a bit hard time on a business matter. I was really involved in business, and I was about to stepping out from business I was having for quite some time, and I was wondering what I'm gonna do, and somehow I got to the Yoga Expo on Earl's Court in London. There were different yoga classes, but the class I went to was Kundalini. I didn't know anything about yoga. I didn't know anything about Kundalini. It just was my first class, so I suppose it was a flow. It took me to Kundalini, so it was how I was introduced, and I was really impressed. That was my first Kundalini teacher, Maya Fines, the girl from Macedonia, and she gave such a performance in that class with live instruments and energy. I didn't really understand what the energy is, and I wasn't really in any spiritual path by that time, but I was really impressed. So that's how I was introduced to Kundalini. And I've tried different yogas since then, but somehow Kundalini came back to me about 5-6 years ago. So after I tried different practices, I stick with Kundalini after all.
And what practices you have done more from yoga? And what's the difference between others and Kundalini? Why it's so heartwarming for you to do this constantly? And
What do you mean hard?
like, what pulls you into Kundalini? What other yoga
Compared to other yogas? I've tried like well-known Hatha, Ashtanga Vinyasana, some other yogas, like very well known, and for me it was like, in a way to explain, it was a bit just too slow, I suppose. With Kundalini it's a different approach. There are some info, we call Kundalini Royal Yoga. It's just a matter of time, of how fast you can go with Kundalini, with discipline and consistency. So compared to Hatha Yoga, which I've done for a couple of years, it's gonna take you like 20 years to get to the point where you can get with Kundalini in a 2 or 1.5 years, but if you do it regularly. So it's a matter of speed. And it doesn't mean that, as I said, Hatha is for slow people, or it doesn't have progress. It does, but it's like in sport. So some people love swimming, some people love running, some people love soccer, individual sports. So it's really what you have in mind and what the goals you have in mind. So for me, it became very very important to get things done in this lifetime. So Kundalini does help for me.
All right, that's interesting. Have you ever heard about Loginov and his like teachings?
The breathing, right?
Yeah, the breathing.
Yeah.
And the cold.
Yeah.
So
I've tried
it's
some.
kind of a part of Kundalini, this cold and breathing. I see, like you're doing this cold, like swimming and so on.
Mm-hmm.
Is this part of Kundalini, or this is just extra side thing what you're doing?
I don't know much. I mean, to have a professional opinion about the Wim Hof practice, I've done a couple of times, but what I can say in Kundalini tradition, we do have a cold shower every morning. And Yogi Bhajan, the guy who came from India to United States in early 70s, so he said, if you don't have hot water in your house, it's a blessing. So, based on those facts, I would say there are some background of Kundalini on Wim Hof practices.
Yeah, Wim Hof himself says that through his practices you can accelerate this same kind of thing what Kundalini really like. It's like when I'm doing Kundalini, it's a little bit similar to his teaching as well. You breathe, you do like this movement, and you push yourself to the limits. Like
that's
you say in the
that's true.
Push yourself.
Yeah, actually, you're right. The last Yoga Fest I was this year in Latvia, the organizers invited the guy who represents this technique, and it was 2 hours class. And I remember, so we're talking after all. So just so you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, like I started to be more resistant to the cold after those breathings, and I really like the cold now. I was, before I went to Australia, I was like, I didn't want anything to do with cold. I just went to Australia to have hot and be away from the cold. But there I started to feel like, man, I'm coming back to Estonia or wherever I am in the world, I need to stand the cold. Because it's kind of like it's outside of the comfort zone. It's discomforting having this. But it makes you a man. I feel like you can power yourself from that.
That's very true. Yeah. You go beyond your limits.
Yeah. Kundalini awakening. What you think about this? Like I have watched videos about like some people having this experience. Have you had an experience like that? And what you have to say about like this kind of awakening?
What do you mean by Kundalini awakening? Is it documentary or?
Nah, like there's videos on YouTube that people through the process to somehow achieve some kind of like overwhelming experience where there's just like shaking and having this like thing that I can't explain it. Maybe you have seen this in your classes. Maybe you understand this better.
Well, I haven't watched the videos you mentioned, so I don't really. I mean, I can't comment on it. But what we do in every Kundalini yoga class is awakening Kundalini. So that's Kundalini is a psychic energy of our soul. So, and everybody's got Kundalini, but it's only matter how conscious your Kundalini is. So how much Kundalini you got in you. I mean, so to awake Kundalini, you need to work. It's like brushing your teeth. It's a daily work. So from my own experience, it's a hard work and it pays off. But I never like experience like to be unconscious or like the shaking stuff you mentioned. So and I haven't seen anything in my students, and I don't know how much show off in this kind of stuff you mentioned, but I know it does change people's life. It did, which was same with me. So my life is absolutely like 180 degrees opposite.
How long it take you to achieve like what time you were like, man, now I'm feeling the benefit, now I feel the change? How long it took for you?
Well, as I said, my spiritual path started 14 years ago, and so that's how it took me. Like, but it wasn't just Kundalini. There were different practices. I was exploring through different stuff. So, and it wasn't like I wake up one day and realized, okay, my life is different. It's just step by step, everyday journey, and but sometimes you just realized that the patterns I used to have, I don't have them anymore. I don't feel fear from some stuff I used to. I don't fight with my my relative, with my mom. I had issues with my mom for a long time since my childhood, and I just realized that it doesn't bother me anymore. And just like forever, she's saying, and it was like, oh man, that's great, and so that works for on different stuff as well. So, but I said it's not like you like in a fairy tale, you wake up next morning and like you live in in a magic world, in Disney World. No, it's not like that. So it's step by step, and I don't actually believe in this journey, like overnight journey. So you need to take it slowly with a discipline and consistency. So
Yeah, I believe in that. I'm looking for shortcuts. Kinda like I think everybody does, but in the end, it's still discipline. Everyday meditation helps. This cold helps. I have understood this. Making your bed in the morning, that helps as well. Already in the morning, you put discipline in your life. You're making that bed, and yeah, I've been like a lazy guy, really like. So I'm taking my stuff together right now, and it's been a years of process. I think most of the people have more discipline and can do more than me, but somehow they're not doing it. And I think there's behind that this fear of other people's opinion, what you do. That's where I don't care really. I care about you, I care about my friends, my family, but I don't care what you or anybody else thinks of me and what they think I should be. And that's like a really powering moment that like you can just do your thing. Don't worry about the outcomes. And kind of my experience with the shortcut was when I realized that I don't need to think like that. I don't need to be like I am, was because of a trip with LSD after I broke up with my girlfriend, and I was just went to a meditative state and started to fight with my ego or something. What was thinking? Oh, what my mother thinks. Oh, what my girlfriend thinks. Oh, what my friend thinks. And blah 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 blah. And I was started to be conscious of the thoughts. I was like, man, why I'm thinking of everybody else, not me. I should like concentrate on this moment. And I started to shake it off. And one moment, poof, totally quiet. My mind was quiet, and I started to cry because that was the first time over tens of years where I was like, there you are, Hendrik. And it was so powerful moment. I would just cry, and after months I still felt the energy of this awakening, that was kind of awakening, but it disappeared because I didn't have any discipline. I didn't have any practice to keep it. So that's what I'm doing right now. I not doing drugs, but it's finding other ways like this cold, this Wim Hoffman breathing, Kundalini, playing drums, just trying to get it from just being sober. And I have like a lot of problems in life, and just trying to manage to get that point again where I'm just like this Hendrik, like who's just awakened and feels okay in this life. kids with special needs. How long you've been doing that, and how the kids are like affected to it? Is it helping them? Are their mothers saying like, "Hey, you're doing a really like beneficial job," or like what's the experience?
Well, I do charity work for a long time. It was just my calling, so it wasn't like something like I woke up one day and just realized that I want to do charity work. It just was a calling for me, even when I wasn't doing any spiritual work. So it's part of my life purpose, I suppose. And when I get to the point with yoga and stuff I do with the sport, I do a lot of sports, and I realized that I can actually do something good with a different approach in charity. So I started to introduce Kundalini yoga and the sports I do to kids I know and their parents. And I've been doing it for 2.5, maybe 3 years, like on this level. And there are some achievements already. I have a guy from Narva, Matvey, with Down syndrome, and he's such a hero. So he's done such a great job with this consistency. Even though he doesn't do like all the time, but from time to time, and sometimes because of the corona and stuff, like we don't have possibilities to meet a lot. But he's doing it online because I do have online classes. And we've noticed how much his mind changed, his consciousness changed. And I would even say that, and his mom noticed, she does Kundalini as well, not as much as Matvey does. And we've noticed, I've noticed that how consciously he does practice. Like some students who are coming to my classes, they're not they don't have this kind of concentration and dive in. So for me, Matvey, he has his special talent in the spiritual path. He always into something, not just yoga, but some shamanic stuff. Like he always in his own way dealing with the energy, and it's a beautiful way to observe this. So Kundalini does help him to awakening this power, this energy in him. So that's one of the like best examples during this work with kids. But I have the other kids and parents with different different needs, autism, and kids on wheels. So, it's the Kundalini works on different levels. So we work first of all mentally. So everyone can do Kundalini. So it doesn't matter what kind of physical conditions you are. So everyone could come, everyone could do mantras, everyone could do the breathing. So physical stuff is not that important as those first steps I mentioned. Mm-hmm.
Really interesting. The last podcast I had with Nayland, and he's had like 6-7 years ago. 2013, his doctor said to him, "Your allergies and your immune system is really weak. We don't know like what to do. That it's like it's bad." And he was like, "No, like it can't be." And he started to meditate and do a lot of work on himself, and now he can eat everything. He even had a really bad allergy towards honey, so he can even die from it. He had so bad, and now he can eat honey. It was all about meditation and working with yourself and not listening to the doctors. Somehow, the nature is our best medicine. Breathing is our best medicine. And look at now, right? We're taking this breathing away, like fresh air and stuff. So that's, that's another thing. What's your higher goals? Where you want to be in maybe 5 years? Maybe you have plans for next year. Where you want to achieve? Who you want to help?
At some point, I'm one of my great characteristics is discipline. So I'm very disciplined. So that's just, and I remember I was doing those lists like at the end of the year, what I'm gonna do for the next year. So I'm doing like daily routine list and stuff. But I got to the point with my practice, so it doesn't really matter. So for me, my greatest and the only achievement I have for now, it's to serve the higher purpose, to serve the higher self, God, wherever you guys believe. So I do believe in God, I do believe in universe. So for me is the main goal is give myself to this power and do the best job I can. So that's the only thing. And I wake up every morning and giving this intention and asking God to help me to do His will through me. So that's my purpose, and I think it's
achieved it.
Yeah.
So 6 years from now, God is having more energy through you, experiencing Himself through you, because I started to research about the vibration, frequency, and energy, and I feel like this is that's the God. That's what everything is, just vibration. And I believe there's different dimensions. There's different parallel universes. It's all just we're living in this moment. We can maybe change it. I don't know which practice. Maybe like if you do some drugs, like maybe you can step into another universe for a bit. But somehow you can't go lost in that. So somehow we're having this purpose here. We need to live our life here. So the most what we can do is live our lives. But I cannot say, like, I'm not promoting drugs. I'm not saying that drugs are bad as well. I'm saying drugs are drugs. Like, not drugs, they're medicine even. It's just how people use it. It's the difference what we can make. And what's your diet? What you eat? Are you eating meat? Are you a vegetarian, vegan? What you keeping? What's your diet?
I'm not fan of word diet. It's like lifestyle, I would say. So, or way of life, even better. So in eating, I'm vegetarian. I've tried different approach also in eating. I've tried raw food. I've tried a lot of fasting. Like I was fasting every week for 2.5 years. For like 2-3 days in a week time. I been vegan. Now I'm vegetarian. Most of my stuff I eat is vegan, but I do eat some dairy products and sometimes I eat eggs. I don't drink alcohol for at all. Long ago, I don't do drugs anymore. I don't smoke. So that's also I started to really enjoy simplicity in food. So I remember the time back in London and Moscow, and just to go to the fancy restaurant and try different tastes with different wine, blah blah blah. So it doesn't really interest me anymore. So just more simple my food is. I trying to stick to Ayurvedic way of eating. So the happier I am if I just stick to the very simple food.
Yeah. Neyland, he doesn't eat meat as well. He was here. Somehow, like, I'm pulled into those people right now who doesn't drink alcohol, they don't smoke, they don't eat meat. I don't know, is it a sign? Like, maybe I need to try this out. I eat meat and stuff, and I feel benefit from it as well, but I'm always skeptical. Maybe there's something, and I want to test on myself. And I understand for everybody it doesn't work, because I tried to cut off mammal meat, so no red meat, and after 2 months I felt really bad. I was getting sick more often. My muscles didn't restore. I was like, when I'm been so weak, and I was like, man, it was when I stopped eating mammal meat, and after that I started to eat mammal again, and my health came back. I felt like more powerful, like my testosterone level like went up. I was like man again, like something like that. After that I'm like keeping more this meat in. But anyways, fasting, you said 11-12 of December, it's again this time to do fasting.
You can do fasting any day, like, so just whatever you feel like. But I just want to add one thing to just the last sentence you said about the meat eating. As I said, you do it step by step. So I don't like overdo it. Like you decide, like I don't eat meat anymore. So I would recommend to just to reduce the amount of meat. Just try once a week or once in 2 weeks and see how you feel. And also you need to be very conscious on what you eat instead, what other products providing the stuff you're getting from meat. Protein. So you need to take vitamins also. So that's also the process you need to be taken care of. And of course, if you've been eating stuff for whole your life, of course your body will rearrange. So you need to also give your time a rest to reproduce the new cells, and it takes time, and you will feel weak because you used to get the energy from the specific products. So I would recommend to do it with someone who already have done it, and like not on YouTube videos, but someone who can give you the instructions and providing the guidance through this process. And as I said, step by step, just see how you feel. Just keep the diary just to see what the energy level, and energy practice do help to go through this process.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing those podcasts. I'm interested in a lot of different things. And what better it is to watch a YouTube video or have a conversation here with the person who did it. That's more powerful for me, and I can give this out, and even more people can see this. It's not, I think it's beneficial for you, me, and the viewer. About the alcohol, and what's your recommendation to the mindset, or like sometimes it's hard to keep away like from nicotine, weed, alcohol. So I have that problem right now. Last month was my birthday month, and I was drinking every week and smoking and doing a lot of kind of self-destructive things. I had fun, yeah, but in one point I was like, that's enough. I'm kind of ruining my vibe, my energy. And I took this like, no, I'm not gonna do anything on December, maybe New Year's. I'm gonna just do something. But right now it's a bit easier for me. I don't know. I didn't put it on the pedestal. Maybe you have experienced this. When you put something in a pedestal, it's like pushes away. So if I'm like, no, I'm not drinking, I'm putting it like high up, somehow it pulls. Then like you're just gonna do the wrong thing then. But now it's like part of everything, part of the stable, part of this food, part of everything. I was like, no, I'm not doing alcohol. That's it. And that's now the mindset. So it's helping. It's not hard anymore. But it's always helpful to ask some people how they got over the things. So if you have any...
Sure. Well, for me, it's also, as I said, it was a natural way. I started to do more practice, and you feel different. So you, like, I was getting more, and my energy level increased. And I started to be more conscious of how I feel, like how I feel when I drink, how I feel when I smoke. And it just like slowly I get to the point where I wasn't needed anymore. I remember just one day I came to St. Petersburg, to the airport, and I went outside for a smoke, and I light up the cigarette, and I tried to smoke, but I couldn't, and it just I've tried a couple of times after, but it just like I couldn't smoke anymore, like, you know. So it just became natural. So I didn't do this Alan Scarf books. I suppose they works very well, but it's as I said, it's came in a natural, authentic way. Same stuff with alcohol. I just kind of I just realized how much energy it takes from me, and it's I started to look back and asking myself why I'm doing it, why I'm drinking. I'm not enjoying it. I lost interest in taste. I don't like how I feel after all. Like the last time I had wine was like 5 years ago. After we've done marathon, we went to the bar and had a couple of glasses of very good white wine, and I didn't really enjoy it, but it was a social event, so okay, let's drink it up. And I felt like next day like I was drinking for a couple of months, and I just ask myself, why do I need this? It doesn't make sense. And so that's how I just took off alcohol from my life. Like, and I said it was natural. So I didn't find myself laying naked on the street and asking myself why. So just be ashamed of myself. No. I've been drunk and like big way, but it just I had fun during this period. But with my experience, it just like naturally you just realized it's such an addiction, and it doesn't do any good for me. It's so why I want to keep this stuff in my life. So same stuff is like toxic relationships, food, sugar, some other stuff.
Yeah. You're staying off of sugar right now as well. Do you feel any benefits? Do you want to say something about?
Yeah, I do. I actually was quite surprised how addictive it was. I'm staying out of sugar for over a month. and it's after 2 weeks I just I was shaking how much like I wanted something sweet, so I was trying to find substitute, and I feel a bit like not dizzy but a bit weak, and I couldn't think that time why do I feel this way. But then it just suddenly I just realized it's just because of the because I'm cutting off sugar from my eating habits, and it's just and as a result I'm getting more energy. I get back to the daily waking up at 4, doing my practice, and feel different. So but it's also, again, it takes time, it takes some effort, it takes discipline, but it does pay off big way.
So after 3 months, you're not going back on sugar?
I also don't.
How much sugar you even consumed on a daily basis? Do you have
like
chocolate
before,
or
yeah, I could have some chocolate, yeah, and
sugar
then
in tea?
no, I have, yeah, no, I never like actually, but like I had some cakes, like, and some sweet stuff, and I wouldn't call myself like sweet tooth, but I like ice cream, so yeah. And it's also, for me, I also realized like how much sugar it's substitute for love, so just like if you don't feel this, if you don't have this feeling, and it's substitute, okay, I'll have something sweet, and it just like very clear saw this, like every time I'm going into the fridge, I'm going to the shop, I'm buying the bucket of ice cream and just eating it. It just not because I need it, it's just like something inside me, it needs this sweet taste. And and I eat the whole bucket, and I don't feel good. But it's also an addiction. So in a way, and substitute, so fake substitute for love. So it's nothing wrong to eat sweet stuff. It's nice to have your grandma pie or whatever. But it just like with alcohol. So I can drink, but I just don't want to. I don't miss it. It's just such a waste for me. So I'll see after 3 months. So I don't want to, obligate myself. Same stuff with the meat. So I'm not in this kind of position. Oh, you eat meat, so you eat dead bodies, and so just you're killing yourself. That's your life. So that's your responsibility what you do with your life. So if you ask me, so I can give my experience and how I feel and how I see this way, but it's just but I also was this way, so it's my experience, so it get me to the point where I am now with this stuff. And I just realized how much the system are trying to control us through these addictions. So it's just you legally can go to the shop and buy alcohol, buy cigarettes, buy these products which make you sick all the time, and then you go to the doctor, spend your money on drugs and stuff, and don't get your pension, die at age 63 or whatever. So because it's just because of all the system, and you don't know the way. So just I don't want to live this life. So
the system promotes addiction. It promotes unhealthy lifestyles. Sadly, it is like that. I like that people like you who don't eat meat are like, okay, some people in Australia I met, they're vegans. I'm like, okay, I'm a meat eater, and straight away you feel something is up. We don't connect anymore. He's judging me. I didn't judge you. Like, you're vegan, vegetarian, you're one of these guys, it's okay. But now this vegan is saying like, I'm not okay. Like after the world, most of the world eats meat. Like, why are you judging me? Like, come on, man. Yeah. And about discipline, what I understand from Kundalini, and I want to come back because I want one question more about Kundalini, is this discipline and being more aware of your body and being more aware of this life around us. And as you, as a teacher, you have still stuff to learn, and like you're cutting off sugar and you recognize your own body now is craving for it, and I'm really happy that you're honest with that, and that's why I'm pulled into Kundalini as well, that there's this discipline and benefit of this. After my sessions, most of the sessions, my third eye starts to like something's poking inside of my head, opening up, yeah. And I have felt it before Kundalini as well, and seeing that purple in my vision when I'm meditating, I see purple. I didn't know what it is. I haven't really learned about chakras and stuff. I'm kind of, I've researched a lot about spirituality and yogis and all the thousands of years old techniques to get yourself in a more connect with the divine, the energy, and somehow I understand some things I feel inside. I don't have any knowledge. I didn't learn anything, but I somehow feel it inside that's the truth. Something. Sometimes if you go in internet, you can find everything there, but it's trusting yourself. That's more important than listening to the scientists, because science is a religion as well. It's not the open-minded community. No, the facts say you can't see, like we have evidence, but you don't have any evidence for that. Nah, it doesn't exist. That's why we don't have. It's a fucking religion, man. Like it's Muslims versus Christians, science versus spirituality, or like spirituality is again. Some people say, "No, I'm not religious. I'm spiritual." Like, yeah, but what you're saying, you're better than? Like, what is spirituality? It's kind of type of. I'm saying I'm a spiritual free being. But it doesn't. I'm not putting any labels. Oh, I'm spiritual. I'm Kundalini guy. I'm doing this now. I don't want to wear any labels. I'm just me.
That's
my truth. Like you say, Satnam. It's really good. I am.
Truth is my name. Yeah. So truth is my nature. Yeah. And the guru is in me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to say it. About Kundalini, what is a bit when I researched about it, bad side of Kundalini. What you have? Do you feel there's bad sides of Kundalini?
Not what I am aware of. I've heard some information from internet. Yeah, the people they had some negative experience with waking up Kundalini. I haven't met anyone who had the bad trips from Kundalini. It's also, but it's also like the stuff with people who fasting or who do vegan stuff, and they saying, okay, what's happened to me after 6 months of veganism, and they don't provide enough information to analyze. I don't know what they've been eating. Maybe they've been eating pasta all the time, and so they get to the point where they just lost all the energy. I don't know how people who had this experience with Kundalini, what kind of practice they've been doing it online. So I'm not really. So the Kundalini, what I like about Kundalini, it's very structured. So it's every kriya we do, it has a structure, it has its own logic, and it takes you from point A to point B. And the point B all the time is waking up your Kundalini, connect to the source. So and it's not a religion, it's a technology. and it's very powerful technology. So you need to stick to the structure. So you don't need, especially when you just a beginner. So improvise what not most, but some people do. So I don't know what was the background of this bad experience and why people comment on that. So just
Okay, I can make you aware of what I have discovered and why I see that there's truth behind it, and people need to be careful because of it. That every practice is if it's Muslim, Christians, meditation in different practices, Kundalini, yoga. There's so much evidence. Some of them turn into cults. And I got some watch some videos. If you're interested, you can look it up. Is the Yogi Bhajan.
Yogi Bhajan.
He introduced the Kundalini to Western world. Everything okay, but in the time he turned, sexual towards women. So if you have this power, you have this effect on people. Is it possible if you don't practice it yourself, you're teaching it so much, your ego kicks in, and that's why those cults involve. And some places who practice Kundalini, they take his picture off. And the weird thing was why you had every Kundalini place had his picture up, but if he's alive, why are you doing this? Is there the ego behind it? You want to see your face everywhere. Like, I understand, I feel Kundalini is pure, but some people can ruin it. And that's why I just want to say it out, if you feel like this teacher is doing something weird, and maybe they're doing this subconsciously, just the lizard mind, the reptilian mind kicks over the survival, the sex and things, it just kicks, like, I don't know, like that's what I research, I believe in, because there's a lot of things like Scientology and like it's a weird thing. Like humans are like that.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. And that's not the question on the Kundalini. So yeah, it's just a question of human ego, So it could happen in Kundalini, it could happen in Hatha Yoga, Scientology you mentioned. Well, actually, Scientology is a pure evil. So like I got it from my own experience. I went to LA and went to this head office just for the quick tour, and it's just like they are robots, so they really want you to be there, and it's just they really hypnotize you. So I felt like my own skin. It's just it's pure evil. So that's my experience, and so I wouldn't recommend anyone to be involved with Scientology. There are rumors about Yogi Bhajan with a relationship with some students going on these days. He's passed away. So I don't know, and so especially in our days in social media, so like so you can make up the story like very easy, especially with the person who been well known. I don't know, maybe it was, but what Yogi Bhajan was saying himself, like you need to stay to the practice, not to the teacher. We all humans, we all make mistakes. We are not perfect. I'm not perfect, so I've done a lot of stuff I'm not proud of. I'm not regretting, but I'm definitely like not proud. So maybe regretting in a way, but the question is what you do now, like with all the practice. Yeah, so you keep up doing the stuff, or you willing to do stuff differently and think differently. So I'm responsible only for myself, and I know Kundalini works for me. As I said, it's a great technology. It's a great structure. From all stuff I've tried with different, and I've tried quite a lot. The Kundalini and Course in Miracles, it's two foundations. I'm using it every day, and it changed my life completely. So, and I'm very practical on those matters. So that's what I'm saying. But we're all humans.
Yeah. So let's go to the fun part. What I heard about you, and I'm really interested to hear from you what you experienced was in South America. So you went there, you had some sessions, you wanted to empty your spirit, like get this, clean yourself.
It wasn't South America. It was in Thailand, actually. The guy who did the session was he came from South America. Yeah. So,
Okay.
See, that's how the stories make up. Yeah, you went to South America. So I would love to go to South America one day, but after like lockdown.
So when was it? What you did there?
Okay, if you mention the story, it's actually the video on YouTube on my channel. So Kamba Ritual, it's poison from the frog, the special Amazonian frog skin. So, and the people who are professional in this, in a shamanic way, so they using it to do in a shamanic ritual that cleans your mind and body. So I went to one retreat center on Thailand, and so one guy came. It's just happening very easy on those islands, and so he introduced this Kamba ritual, and we got a group of people. So we've done this, and I've done like 5 times in a row. So every day. Maybe I had some times off in between, but for this Kamba ritual, it wasn't any spiritual awakening. It actually was quite cleansing on a physical way. So, so, and it's not pleasant. You puking all the time. You like my face was like twice more. It's like you're puffing, like you've been drinking for a year, and it just but at the end it feels like you getting back to normal. So you're finding yourself, you're finding this power in you. So through this cleansing process, it's just you releasing all the toxins, all blockages. So like in a physical way, you're releasing all the toxins, and also it works on spiritual way. So you're releasing all your blockages in this way. So it wasn't like really shamanic ritual. I've done ayahuasca. It was a spiritual experience, but it also was in Latvia. Yeah, it was in Latvia. So some shamans came. I did it once, and I had my experience. I don't feel like I wanna repeat it anymore. And for me, I don't wanna put any extra stuff to have a spiritual experience. Like Kundalini does this work in Course in Miracles stuff. So it's enough for me to go further on my spiritual path. So, and it's just like you earn it yourself, like and I'm proud. It's easier to go and under guidance of some very experienced guy with shaman experience. Actually went to the party last night and we had a Mata tea ceremony, and it was a shaman guy. So he said there's going to be ayahuasca ceremony sometimes in December, and I just felt I don't need it. So just like my daily, I'll wake up at 4 and I'll do my practice for 2.5 hours every day. And I guarantee if you will take this responsibility for 40 days, your life will change. And it will change much bigger way than ayahuasca does. I'm saying from my experience, and it gives you the different physical, mental, spiritual level. And but you need to work on it. You need to be willing to do. That's why it is important to do this disciplined steps, and it works on different occasions. So wherever you wanna learn different language or make a movie or wherever your goals are. So same stuff with the spiritual. So it's work. It's hard work, and you need to do it. But it's most important work you need to do in your life. You need to start your day with a prayer. So, and finish your day with a prayer.
Right on. Just the interesting part what Egon said was that how you was that frog so killed and put on, so you feel the effects. So
how the frog was killed?
Yeah,
I know.
Really quick, and it was like a prayer that it goes to the higher dimensions with blessing, and how your skin was burned, a symbol. And
yeah. They burn like they burn the skin on the shoulder with a stick, with a burning stick, and then they put like very little amount of this poison. I don't think they kill the frogs. I think
okay.
And they just taking it from the of the frog's skin. And they just put it in a jar. So he put just a very little amount on this burning dot on your skin, and it just it's goes in like very fast.
Okay. So, did you go and catch the frog yourself, or?
Oh no. The guy who provided the whole ceremony, he brought it the jar from South America.
Yeah, so, that's a mislead.
Yeah. Well, vegan. Yeah.
It's some people say see from YouTube different video, and they imagine this is like the same way. And
well, I suppose
that's why I'm like asking it.
Well, I suppose it could be dangerous to catch those frogs if, like, just like it's like was very tiny. If you just catching those frogs yourself, like it's like fuga fish, in Japan. So you need to you can eat. But as a professional,
10 years of practice.
So you need to do something how you cook this fish. So and even the experienced cook can make a mistake. So I wouldn't go and catch frogs. Just
would be fucking crazy. We're having dinner and you I'm just like okay, clean Henry cup. Next one.
You're done for this lifetime.
Hey, that's awesome to hear about these things. I done TMT. I had like experience, but with shortcuts or why I think that some people need something else before Kundalini, that they can even imagine they can think differently. They can feel something different, and through that they can. I believe that some people can change them. They don't have this understanding even that I can think differently, I can feel differently. They've been like this for tens of maybe 50 years, in the same like mindset. And now when they have like a ayahuasca experience or LSD in a like environment what is good for you, you can have an experience where you're fuck, I can be different, and that's what can power. So I don't think that like I feel like somehow some people should do it before.
That's why I think just I'm pleased with myself that I've done ayahuasca when I already had enough experiences with the spiritual practice, and I was really getting ready for this ritual. So I was cleansing myself for 2 weeks. I was on fasting and stuff, and so I had my own like very specific intention what I want to get from this experience. So I was very conscious when I first tried like different stuff like drugs, and like I wasn't thinking like, oh, I just want to like get to the higher level of my consciousness. No, I just wanted to have fun, you know, and go to the nightclub and dance all night long and love everyone. And I know some people who've been actually really addicted to this ayahuasca experiences because they don't have this energy level, enough knowledge. So it's like to go to the movie theater for them and watch the blockbuster. So, okay, well, there is something interesting. Oh, I want to go. But they don't really understand. And it's a powerful tool. It could change your life, but and I've told you before. So I believe in step-by-step process. So when I first tried yoga and I went to India to the yoga retreat, so I didn't really understand what I'm gonna get from there. I just feel this calling, this neediness to go there and do yoga, but I didn't really think about it. And it took me to one point, from that point to another point, and just then I remember I was doing like practices, eating meat, going to the parties, smoking cigarettes, and have meaningless sex. But it's changed me step by step. So, but like it could work for very limited amount of people with God's blessings, but I don't really recommend to go this way. So just.
So I heard you're doing surfing as well.
Yeah, I love surfing. It's one of my it's my favorite sport. Yeah, surfing is my love.
Yeah, where you have traveled in the world and where you have surfed?
I went to Hawaii first. I went there to do Ironman, and I didn't know much about surfing, so that's how I was introduced to surfing. And but I didn't surf much on Hawaii. It was just a touch. Then I went to France. I went to Spain. I went to Bali. So Bali was like my best experience of surfing. They got different spots and great waves. So yeah, and I feel very the only disappointment of this year with all these lockdowns, that's I didn't go anywhere to do the surfing. So I really miss surfing. I know we can do surfing in Estonia during the winter. We have enough power in waves, but I'm not that tough, to go in the cold water to do this surfing, because you need to spend like 2-3 hours in the water in this suit. So for me surfing is just go in a warm water and have fun. So maybe if lockdown will continue, I will go there. But surfing is a great sport. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Well, I think you're gonna do fine with the cold water, man.
Yeah.
You're practicing already, so.
Yeah. So I'm getting ready myself for the cold surfing. Estonia surfing. Yeah.
I want to ask about that game what you were playing today.
Lila game.
Lila game, and introduce it for the audience and me, and like you said something about that, but it's maybe it's better to have it.
Okay. It calls Lila game. I was a player, so I didn't actually was guiding the game, and it was online. So everything is online nowadays. So just thanks for COVID, and it's 1,000 years history game from India. So the Brahmins, the wise people, and it represents actually your state of mind, how you live your life. So it's a map with 8 levels, and you have like representation of yourself, and you have this cubicle, so you're just doing the rounds. So it was 4 of us and the teacher. So and we've been doing the steps one after another, and it took you to the different position, and then there is a book. So every step you take in, and it could take you up to the highest level of consciousness very fast, or you can do the rounds and you can play the game like hours and hours. I suppose I'm conscious enough for now, because it's like you're taking a blood test. It's you can get different results like every time you're taking. So here it's also a representation of your state of mind, how calm you are, how much peace you have in you, and how much you are doing your life purpose. So I was lucky enough to finish like less than 2 hours. The guy actually was keep playing after all, so I didn't get the response from them how they finish. But it's as I said, it's a representation of what's holding you back. What's your weak points? What's your patterns? Sometimes it's hard to see what's inside is taking me back. So my greediness or my laziness or judging other people. So wherever it is, and there are like 70 different steps. So you can go from one to another and really feel when you get to this point. It works miraculously, like really divine work. So just like and the teacher is reading explanation about the point where you now. Like anger, okay, and he reading about the anger, what you got, and just you realize, okay, well, I got this, and so you can, it's like a remedy. So you accept that you do have this stuff, and you can move to a different level.
Develop yourself.
Yeah. Through the game. Yeah.
Board games.
Yeah.
That's great game. I haven't heard about it, or I have heard about it, but. Like I'm just filtering out so much. Like I just can't remember anything, everything anymore. I don't even want to try anymore, because it's always changing. This information, it's always coming and going. Another person says like this and that, and I just I don't want to take anything any more seriously. Like serious enough to do my things, have discipline, but everybody has an opinion.
Sure.
And there's 10 different games maybe like that, and like even remember one if you're having a life totally different. Sure. I don't need to remember them.
Sure.
Now I'm interested to even play that game, and
Sure.
Yeah, that's why I do these things and explore life.
Yeah. I'm sure.
What you think about Moina Vibe, what I did, and talk about the donation energy. I think audience would be nice to hear about like this.
Donation.
What you think about the donation?
I think it's a next level for us to communicate with each other. So, and it's also shows the consciousness of ourselves. You know, we so the system introduces us the cost of different things. So we know the Maserati vehicle will cost 100,000 euros or 200,000 euros. And a Hyundai vehicle will cost you like 20,000 euros. And it's just, you never ask yourself why. I mean, you can guess, or why a loaf of bread costs 3 euros or 5 euros, or some medicine, some remedy cost this much. Why the oncology costs that much, and government do not provide any like enough funding, so we need to have charities to treat those people. So it's like fixed system, and we take in as it is. So the lesson, the yoga class cost 10 to 15 euros. Why? So it's just, it might cost less, might cost more, or and I think it's great when it's just amount of energy. The money is just representation of energy. It's not like natural source of life. It's been invented, just to set the system between people. So just to exchange the services. So, and I think it's this level of consciousness when you go to the class and you had really nice experience, like it's changed your life. And if you gonna keep and you wanna be appreciate the person who provided this energy. We are not the flow. We are fossils. We are not the water. We're fossils. Yeah, we provide it. So, and some teachers I go to the classes too, and I feel this energy. Like today's game. Yeah. So it was on a donation basis, and I felt like, okay, well, it's really. I want to give more than it usually costs. So, and it's just like, and it's interesting experience. So, and so that's for me. I also want the practice to be open and be available to everyone. So everyone could come, and like, and nobody can say like, oh, I don't have money to do so. Yes, you do. Like you can have €1, just if because it is important to have your to realize if it's affordable to you and how much affordable. But you can put this €, or someone just could pay €50. It's all about the balance, So just so you need to ask yourself, okay, how much I can pay and how much do I want to pay, and make the decision from there. And it's a beautiful way to appreciate each other, So that's I'm really into it. What do you think about it?
When we went with a friend into one place, and I was like, it's donation based, so get some money or donation based, like then I'm not gonna take anything. I was like, man, like let's be respectful. Person does from his own time, like let's respect. Let bring a 5, like it's kind of like, it doesn't matter donation based. Oh, let's gonna use.
Yeah, it's free.
Like, and sometimes I can't even give like, oh, forgot, next time I'm gonna put more, or like kind of like that. How I'm gonna break up a donation is like the energy that I'm gonna get from that, and the time what I spend it there. So and what I'm giving out as well. Am I giving out something, or I'm just learning? You know, it's how you put value on that.
Sure.
And yeah, I would hate the person, not hate. I don't hate, but I wouldn't like I invite the guy and he's like, oh, I'm gonna use this, and next time again, and next time again. Come on, man, like. Let's be like respectful for each other.
Yeah, it's this way. Yeah. I agree. But also, you know, when you're not giving the energy back, and it could be not just money, you know, just it's also like it's another. You could do something to the person. I know you can provide. I don't know. You can dance for the person. You can sing a song, or just do something. That's also exchange of energy, the creativity. Like, and yeah, money it's easier. Yeah, but it just you know, and it's. Like if you're not giving the energy, because we are all working on these levels, we are taking and we giving. More we giving, more we receiving. That's the universe law. And we don't actually own anything in this world. It's just you know, it's just the rules. But we when it's the time comes, you're not gonna take anything apart from your experience and the energy level you have been working on. So that's like in a logical way, it's very practical for your own evolution. So be practical on this, you know, work on yourself, work on your soul level. So you don't need to come back and redo the game we discussed before. So just it's very easy to get to the point, and when you get the point where the snake and the snake is bite you, and you're going back to the way you started. Or even backward. So that's how. So you know, I got to the point where I don't want to come back. I want to live my life as conscious as possible. And it's time in this game for me. I really
transcend.
To go to the next level. I don't know what the next level will be. I mean, there are some rumors about it, but it just, I feel like it's time to go home. I mean, not to commit suicide in any way, but you know, it's just, I kind of get bored with all this stuff. We've been discussing, like, what's the point to get drunk? Like, you're not getting anything from that. You're not representing love and good vibes after you get hangover next day. So you just feel miserable and laying in bed. Feel sorry for yourself.
Not every time, but
not every time.
It's a point where you abuse it. That's where when I like feel bad, when I start to abuse it. I have great times when I'm drinking, I'm smoking something, like having fun with friends next day, like maybe I feel a little bit bad, eat something, take a shower, I'm fucking good, let's get this day going again. So but I understand this transcending. I'm kind of thinking the same way, that I'm a bit done with this, but I think my purpose is to go through these holes, to be addicted to things. So I'm an example, you know, like I have done those drugs, I've done these, I've been addicted to this, sex, blah blah blah, and now to take your shit together, you weren't okay. I think that it's a more success story if you fucking were in the bottom of the pit and you fucking crawled up and you're gonna be inspiring other people. That's, I think, the most inspiring thing. If you're okay life, you had a good family all the time, like you've been in this, like, you know, taken care of, it's not, you know, good for you, no, like it's like you can say like, your drugs, I never done, I don't need them, but you never done them, so what you know, there's something missing, I think.
No. I think everybody's different. So maybe they've done enough, and I'm pretty sure in the past lives. So they don't need it. They really don't. So they need to go through the different experiences. So that's their lives. And as we discussed before, so I'm only responsible for my actions. So and I can. To teach for me is to demonstrate what I'm doing. So my response, I don't really feel. I mean, I don't want to waste the energy I was working on. Just I know how much fun I would take from drinking and smoking, but it's just such a waste for me. So and it's just I don't want to waste to the level I am now. Like in this game, also it's very representative of like you can get to the very high point, and then your ego. Oh, I'm the gurus we've been talking about. Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm such a. I've done such a great job. So just I inspire so many people. So and that's the pride. So just it's just you need to be very conscious also on that level to finally go to somewhere else. So for me, and if I will get something additional, that's the easiest way to lose this conscious, and do the stuff I would not really be happy to do.
Yeah, you're on the next level already. Like I'm kind of pulling myself out now, and if I'm in the point like you, or like maybe a year from now, I'm like close to it. Sure. Of course, I'm not gonna do anything anymore. Yeah. But meanwhile, if I still have I'm gonna still have fun. Like it's the point where you feel like it's naturally coming. So yeah,
I agree. It's just the natural way we discuss, but also the time is we are running out of time these days. With also COVID and stuff. Like and I wasn't really like social active very much. So now I understand how much it is important, to stand up and speak up for ourselves. Otherwise, some people will go and take over the power, So and that's also the different state of mind of myself. And to speak up and be able and not have a fear. I need to have this very high level of consciousness and power and energy to understand this and be responsible for that. So that's the other reason, So we are grown-ups, So the problem in our days is just we stuck in the past for so long. I had a trauma with my parents in my childhood. We all have. Like I've been abused big way, but what now? So what I'm doing with this now? So yeah, it's been hard, but it's also been hard on you, on some other people. And but we need to realize that it's all in the past, and we need to do something. So we need, if you want to change, we need to be responsible and conscious and do something.
Yeah, man. In these times, man, speaking your truth and really not being scared. It's right now, if we look outside and what is media doing, it's fear. People are scared. Nobody wants to speak their truth because now we already feel that the social credit is coming, that what you say in internet, what you say there is going to affect your life. But if we let this happen, it's going to happen.
Sure.
It's time to wake up, people.
Yeah.
It's time to see that we need to speak our truth and not give a fuck what the system says about it, because they're just adults making decisions for us as adults. Like, what the fuck? I'm a free spiritual being. You adults can't say if I'm doing everything morally. I can do drugs, I can do the alcohol, I can do whatever I want. If I'm not hurting nobody, just leave us alone. This is power grabbing. It's hunger for power and manipulate with others and so on. I just want to do a fire round. So just say it, what you feel from the heart. Like the first things, what you just say it. Coronavirus.
Okay. Coronavirus. Okay.
What you feel?
What my feelings? What coronavirus? Spider.
Spider.
Yeah.
Righto. Masks.
Masks. Silence.
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. Windows. I don't know.
Vaccines.
Vaccines. Danger.
Lockdowns.
Prison.
What?
Prison.
Prison. Oh, okay. Space.
Freedom. Space.
Elon Musk.
What's Elon Musk?
Elon Musk, Tesla owner, SpaceX. You don't know him?
Yeah, okay, yeah. The guy, yeah, okay. Inventor.
Donald Trump.
Clown.
Love.
Love is it's freedom. It's God. Yeah.
Yeah, and what I would put here as well, Estonia. What do you think about it? What's the
also one word?
It can be
Motherland. Motherland. It's I used to run away from Estonia. I thought it's too small. There is a lot of tension between Estonian and Russian people or Russian-speaking people. So there is nothing to do, and I feel different now. So I have such respect. I wanna do something for the country. And I think it's a great opportunity in a small country to invent something which will represent to the whole world. So that's what I'm doing with my foundation.
Man, you just amaze me. I have the same. I run away from Estonia. I had a calling. I need to come back to Estonia from Australia. I had a great paying job. Like if I wanted, I would have stayed there more. I came back earlier. I had this calling, and now I take the Estonia totally different. I don't see the Estonians and Russians are fighting each other.
Yeah.
I see that we are together. We're caring about each other, and there's a huge opportunity. What I can feel, what we can make out from Estonia. Right now, I think we're a stronghold of Europe. Right now, the last independent country who's standing out for their rights. Yes, much of the people putting this mask on to silence and giving that power away what the people have. But I think most of the Estonians ain't gonna acquiesce. They're gonna say, hey, and I don't think it's riots and violence what we need to do. It's again what we did in 80s or 90s, dance, love, sing. And we get to the stage where we can change our government. They'll say, no, it's a freedom to put that mask on or not to put the mask on. Vaccination, same thing. It's our freedom to not do it or do it, and be an example for the world that we take our freedom seriously, and maybe other countries are gonna take us. Man, Estonians are. We're like a Silicon Valley of Europe. There are many tech companies come out of here. We all are really like educated country, and so we can like change the world from here. and I have this calling. Maybe I'm here because of this.
Yeah,
To
definitely.
have this part to play. I'm like a part of the puzzle, and you are. And the most people who I meet right now, they're like the Vikings, like Viking spirit. If I'm right now going in the bus and I don't wear a mask, and somebody steps in and he doesn't wear a mask, I'm like, you're the guy who likes his freedom. And these COVID cases and everything, it's just crazy how the numbers are manipulated, and people watch only the media, just the media, and what they're saying. And the government has lied to us. They said like, hey, no, we're not going to force masks on. We're not going to lock down again. What's happening right now? Our government said, no, we're not going to do it. 6 months later, what's happening? We can't trust those guys. And even if to go deeper, I haven't heard it, but I should put two patterns together. Cryptocurrency, money, politicians, money can't be traced. Cryptocurrency, you can't trace that money anymore. So it's really easy to pay in crypto to politicians, and that's why we're having this. Estonia is paid out. Why they're forcing these laws? Like before, we could follow the money. Where's the money? Oh, that's where the bank account now. 100 million come to Estonia. Who got it? But the cryptocurrency lost money. We don't know who got it, who paid it. Everything's done behind the doors. You think only the black market people are using cryptocurrencies? No, Bill Gates, everybody uses cryptocurrencies. It's made by the CIA. Let's wake up, people. It's not fucking fun and games. Oh, lockdown, everything's gonna be fine. Let's put the vaccines in. No, it's a war on our freedom right now. And I didn't want to end with this kind of thing, but it's an important thing right now.
Yeah, it is very important. That's why we need to be more conscious and take care of ourselves. That's only way to stand up and speak the truth, and we have an example in the history, so just we don't have to fight, in literal way, like the Gandhi did, so just like he woke up the whole country, to finish up the British Empire in India. And they didn't use any weapon, so the power of spirit, the power of God, so they've been using it. So we need to wake up, and that's why the stuff we've been discussing, this addiction stuff, the system is trying to keep us, feed us with all this addiction. So we don't have enough energy and power to speak up for ourselves.
We're tired after work. We don't want to get that new information in. It's stressful. I understand it's stressful to start listening to alternative information because you're being brainwashed all the time. It's easy to watch what the masses are watching, the media, and there's always that black sheep who's gonna throw that rock into the window, or the police just asking for that trouble. But that time should be the masses who are like good to bring that guy down, like even wrestle him down. Like, what the fuck? We didn't throw that rock. This guy, take him away. We're having we're singing, we're loving here, and we should stop those guys who want violence from this, because we seen Bronx. That how people went there to just get stuff. It wasn't that we stand up. It was maybe for some, but it went bad. We don't want that again. So in a lot of countries it is happening right now. Police force against the people. People are acting like fucking children. So I want to open a conversation in Estonia. Hey, we can do this again. Singing, dancing, loving. Not to act like the rest of the world. Like not all of them, but what I see. And Yeah, I just have a great feeling that if we play our cards right, you and me and other people who we know, we can be a part of this Estonian kind of freedom thing.
Waking up energy. Yeah.
Being conscious of ourselves.
Yeah, that's a good ending for your show, I suppose.
Do you want to say where people can find you?
Well, there is a website. You can always find information about myself, which leads to my other projects. And it's Kundalini flow.space. So you can find me there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for coming, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Beautiful. Thank you, people, for watching, and see you later.
Yeah.